Chapter 3 The Unexpected Kid. Sammy and the other kids walked toward the desks lined up in front of the whiteboard after they hung their backpacks and school bags on the hooks. They each chose their seats and sat down. Some of the kids were really excited to be in the class, and there were some that were a little anxious. Others seemed to want to hide inside their desks or just staring blankly into space. Mrs. Robbins walked toward the front of the classroom where students were sitting at their desks.
"Good morning, boys and girls,"
she said.
"My name is Mrs. Robbins."
"Good morning, Mrs. Robbins," said the children in unison.
"I'll be your second grade teacher this year,"
said Mrs. Robbins.
"Before we start our first day, I would like to call out to each of you to tell me your name and say a little bit about yourself. How about we start with you in the red shirt back there?"
She pointed to Sammy with a smile on her face.
"Okay,"
said Sammy.
"My name is Sammy Kind. I'm from a family of a mom and sister. I used to have my dad, but he died last year in a car crash, and I was really sad. He was a very kind dad, and I still miss him."
He almost leaked out a tear from his eye, but he managed to hold it in.
"Oh,"
said Mrs. Robbins with a sad gesture.
"I'm so sorry for your loss, Sammy. I know how you feel."
"I invited my friends over for my dad's funeral," said Sammy.
"But one of them was actually mean to me about it. And okay,
said Mrs. Robbins.
"Sammy, I think you've said enough. How about you and I have a chat during recess? Then you can tell me all about it."
Mrs. Robbins cleared her throat.
"It's now someone else's turn,"
she said. She looked toward the class again.
"How about you, back there behind Sammy?"
Sammy turned around and saw a little girl with dark hair. It was tied up in a bun. She was wearing a light green shirt with a pink elephant on the front.
"Hi,"
said the girl.
"My name is Amber Devine."
Sammy couldn't believe it.
"Devine?"
thought Sammy.
"Why does that last name sound familiar? Where have I heard that before?"
He listened more closely as the girl continued.
"I have a dad and a big brother. My dad is a doctor, and he loves to make people laugh, especially kids like us. He's a fun and funny guy. He even makes me laugh all the time, and I love him. My big brother is, fine, I guess. I don't know."
She shrugged her shoulders and didn't say another word. Sammy's eyes widened after hearing what Amber Devine was saying. He had no idea she was the daughter of the doctor that he and Sammy just met. He wondered why she didn't say anything about her mom.
"Wait until I tell Mom back home today about this girl," he thought. "It's unexpected, yet really cool to meet the daughter of my doctor." "Well," said Mrs. Robbins with a smile, "that sounds absolutely divine of you, Amber."
Sammy and the other kids laughed hysterically, including Amber herself.
"Thank you, Mrs. Robbins."
She lay back in her chair.
"Now how about you there, young man?"
said Mrs. Robbins, pointing.
"The one with the red hair."
"Red hair?" thought Sammy, while lowering his lips. Sammy slowly looked on his left side and saw who was sitting next to him. He quietly struck a face of disbelief when he saw the kid. It was the boy with spiky red hair. Sammy remembered him from the previous winter time that he and that boy got into a fight.
It's him again, Sammy thought. He bugged me about losing my dad last year. What is he up to this time?
Hi, said the boy.
I'm Spike Scarecrow. I like to make scarecrow dolls. Wow, said Mrs. Robbins. I have never heard of scarecrow dolls. That's an interesting and very unusual hobby. Well, said Spike, that's just what I like to do all the time. Scarecrows are my favorite thing around fall, and Halloween is my favorite holiday because I like to scare people.
Sammy wasn't at all impressed with what Spike said. Neither were any of the other kids in class. Some were giving looks of disgust, like tasting a spoonful of cough syrup.
Okay, said Mrs. Robbins with a smile, moving on to the next student.
Sammy didn't listen to the rest of the other kids introducing their names, not only because he knew most of them, since some of them were from the first grade, but because he thought he would never have to deal with Spike, who was not only being mean to people, but he would arrogantly brag that people's problems are not his. At lunchtime, Sammy didn't feel like eating his peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and he just picked at his chocolate pudding cup.
Hey, Sammy,
said Flicker, sitting down next to him.
Are you still upset about Spike?
He looked around to make sure Spike wasn't listening. Spike was sitting far away at the other end of the cafeteria table.
Yeah,
asked Sammy confusedly.
After what he said to me at my dad's funeral?
No, said Parker, while sitting on the other side of Sammy.
Are you still upset about him being a jerk? Yeah,
muttered Sammy.
But what else can I do about it?
Have you ever tried to ignore Spike instead of getting into a fight with him? Asked Flicker.
Yeah, been there, done that,
said Sammy sarcastically.
But how can I ignore someone who has very loud words that got stuck in my head?
I don't know, said Parker with a shrug.
I don't know either,
agreed Flicker.
But we are on your side, Sammy. Yeah, Sammy, said Parker. If Spike ever tries to mess with you like he did before, we'll give him a piece of our minds. Thanks for sticking up for me, guys, said Sammy. But my grandma and grandpa told me that getting into a fight won't solve anybody's problems, not even if it is for a good cause.
Sammy picked up his spoon.
In fact, they told me that I really should just ignore the things Spike says. But it's just so hard for me to ignore them, because I heard them already, and they just won't get out of my mind.
You want to know something? Asked Parker.
I've been in fights before with a bully who called me something that wasn't nice, just because I'm black. Really?
Asked Sammy, feeling surprised.
Really,
said Parker.
But didn't that get you into trouble? Asked Sammy. Just like me and Spike got in trouble?
Well, yeah, said Parker. But I didn't get in as much trouble as the bully did for picking on me for being black.
What do you mean you're black?
Asked Sammy, feeling confused.
I thought Flicker was black, since he is wearing black clothes. Oh, never mind, said Parker. I guess you don't understand me right now, but I think someday you will. I was going to say, Sammy, said Flicker, I don't know if Spike makes fun of people who are dressed differently, but I guess he could make fun of people for anything. Maybe, agreed Sammy.
For some reason, Sammy felt a little better, knowing that he had friends who cared about him. Suddenly, he was hungry again, so he quickly ate his sandwich, since he only had about 10 minutes to eat, or he would miss all of lunch recess.